So tonight we are going to talk about, I don't know, EDC stuff, kind of stuff we usually talk about, but got some other things planned. So as soon as somebody comes in and wants to hang out, let's go for it. I decided to do this one very late, well, very last minute, because I know Big Red wasn't, he had done an earlier one. So I just decided I'd jump on, see if anybody wants to hang out. If you're out there and you want to talk knives and EDC gear, come on by. So with that, let's talk about some things we never talk about. So today I acquired something new. I acquired the Kershaw. This is the oh, I forget what they call this one. But it's the Kershaw. It's an older design by them. Assisted opening. It's a nice looking knife. Not the greatest blade steel. 8CR13. That nice red coated blade. And the action's really good on this. Again, it's spring assisted, and that's out there. It is sharp. I was doing some tests with it for, you know. So I got this. I got this today, recently, which you've seen in the video. This came in from Knife. This did newest. This is that Ken Onion design, the Zen OAL. What a beautiful knife. This thing is as light as a feather, man. And I don't know if you can see that beautiful milled texture on there. That's just pretty amazing. And just a gorgeous, gorgeous knife. I mean, one of my favorites so far. I mean, I've only had it a week now, but this has quickly become one of my favorite users. So I've been carrying it a little bit. And who's here with me? Let me know. And let me know if you can hear me, because I'm using earbuds with the microphone built in. I just hope it's working. But yeah, so I have that one. Again, that came in this week. I also have this beautiful QSP Hawk with the aluminum fat with the aluminum fat carbon scales. S35BN. Just a gorgeous blade. This came in. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think of it. It's got beautiful thumb studs. I mean, it's just a really well designed knife. The only thing that it is not reversible as far as the clip goes, but it's a gorgeous knife, and it feels really good in my hand. And you got this beautiful jimping here that catches your thumb, really perfect. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful looking knife. I mean, just take a look at that. That's awesome. So I was saying to the people who just got here, I picked up this Kershaw today. I actually picked it up at a local knife dealer. No, Mannix D, I'm not selling those. And welcome to the chat. I'm just showing off some of the stuff in my collection. We're going to talk about some fixed blade stuff and some other knives I have and some sharpeners and that kind of thing. We can just talk a bunch of stuff today. So, but I'm not selling them, no. This one, again, is the Kershaw that I got today. Hey, Tone Clone, how are you doing, buddy? Welcome to the chat. And if you're new, welcome to the channel. So this one, again, not a high-end knife, but very nice knife. Big size. I mean, I have an extra large glove hand, and this thing fits it really well. And it's got that beautiful blade. I was testing it today, doing some slicing with it, and man, this is a good cutter. Really is. And it's in a liner lock. Again, low grade steel. It's an 8CR, but still, it's a nice knife for what it is. This would be a good banger everyday use knife. And it's got these fiberglass reinforced handles, but they've got that texturing there, so you don't slip on it. Hey, Kermit, how you doing, buddy? So And again, it's got that beautiful opening. So I picked up that. I picked it up here I picked it up over the border in New York State. There's a Army Navy store there that has been in business for years. It's a single family, and you know he's got the shop. And what's great is you can go there without having to order online. He's got basically everything, and you can see it firsthand. So I also picked up this Worksharp pocket sharpener. It's got your diamond edge, your diamond sharpener here, and I have plenty more. We're gonna go over a bunch. Don't worry about that, Hong Kong. And we've got the ceramic honing sharpener there. What's great with this, it weighs nothing. It's light. It'll fit in your pocket if you need to. You can fit it in an EDC pouch. You can throw this in a backpack, and it just weighs nothing. And it's a work sharp. It does a great job. I have, for at home, I use I use this one, and this is a sharpener that is made by NAFS that has the leather strap on one side, and it's got the reversible fine and coarse grit diamond plate that you just slide in. It's got your set angles here for sharpening. And yeah, I use this one at home. I also use the Work Sharp field sharpener at home as well. I have that over there, you know, but I know you guys want to see knives. So this one is a gravity knife. And this one, all you do is just lift it, uh, and the blade just deploys, and it locks, and it's on a track, and it's got pretty decent lockup. It's got a little bit of wiggle room, but it's going to because it is a gravity knife, and it's a big knife, and it just slides in, slides out, really quick to deploy, and it's not a high-end knife. This is actually probably the least expensive gravity knife you can get, but I wanted one. You know, I needed to have one of these in my collection, and they're not really technically they're illegal where I live, so I can't carry it around. All right, Kurt, mate. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Appreciate it. Then I have this little guy here. This is an out the front knife by Tack Knives. One button operation, and it's just a little guy, you know, little pocket knife. This is really great for cutting boxes open, things like that. But it's a fun OTF. I mean, OTFs are fun, but again, in my state, they're illegal to carry, so I can't really walk around with that, you know. But it's small. It fits, you can hide it in the pocket if I really wanted to. But look at that. I mean, this is fidgety. I could sit here all day and just keep playing with this. It's just so much fun, you know. And I was carrying this today, which is the Ontario Rat Model 2. And these are the upgraded scales that I put on it by way of the knife I ordered them from. So it originally had the poop brown looking scales. No, I don't stab anybody at all. My knives are tools, CW. They're not for stabbing. I mean, if self-defense was needed, obviously they would be, but these are tools they use as a tool for cutting rope, cutting boxes open, cutting paper, whatever needs to be cut. Food prep if you're out camping and you need to cut food up, that sort of thing. Whittling wood. The basics. Hey, Forgotten, how are you, buddy? So this is the Ontario Rat Model 2. And if you don't know, Rat was designed by Randall's Adventure Training. They do it. They have a training school where they teach bushcrafting and survival and that sort of stuff, and they designed this one. I'm good. I'm good. Having a good time tonight. I'm up late, and you know, I'm not sure where you are, but my time it's 2:27 in the morning, and but I'm a late night vampire. So yeah, this was the Ontario Rat 2 that I carried today. And again, it's a great knife. I mean, just one of my favorite EDC knives. And now they upgraded it with the new scales. It really excels. I see there's 14 people here and only one like. So if you guys could hit the thumbs up button, I'd appreciate it. And if you guys could let me know what you're carrying, I'd really like to know what everybody's carrying. You know. And if anybody has a YouTube channel, let me know so I can make you a moderator. You can post your link. You know. Hey, Jonathan Diamond, how are you? R2D2, okay. Uh, is that because of the blue and white? Is that what you're saying, R2D2? Medium rare means I'm on fence. Okay, good for you. You know, so one of my favorite knives is this one. This is the Cobalt by Kizer. This is a front flipper, and this is a 4V steel. So this one is a large blade. I mean, really great handle. It's just so comfortable. And we don't do pew pews on this channel, medium rare means. We don't do pew pews. And no, I'm not cutting my beard off. So, any suggestions for what? Yeah, the Cobalt's great, Jimbo Bannister. WizKid, what are you looking for suggestions for as far as knives? This one thumb deploy is very easy. And this is just a great EDC knife. Great, look at that blade shape. That is amazing. Oh, I have cold steel. I have three cold steels. The SR1 light, which is great, and you know, that's a great one. I have the Thin Wolf, which is a lower budget one, but it's still a great EDC knife. You know, but yeah, I mean, Cold Steel is they make a great product. The thing about their product is it's over engineered and heavy built, and can really be used for heavy duty tasks. I mean, you can with the Cold Steel, you can baton wood, you can use it for chopping. You know, yeah, and you know, it's one of those ones I have no problem. I usually when I go hiking and I go camping, I always take the Cold Steel, the SR1, because it's as good as my fixed blades. No, I am not an HCR 13 MOV kind of guy. In fact, this is one of my favorites. This is the Dundee by Best Techman, and this is a Magna Cut steel. One of the one of the least expensive Magna Cuts that you can get, um, but also one of the best at it. This was a Knife Center exclusive, you know, and it's Magna Cut. I have several higher end steel blades here. Um, you're asking about Damascus. This blade is in Damascus. This is a Civivi knife, one of their more high, or I should say, one of their higher end knives. It's not the $20 knives that you get from them. This has your shredded carbons with titanium and Damascus, which the Damascus is a V10 composite. But I don't know if you can see the Damascus that well, but yes, that's a Damascus. It's a beautiful, beautiful knife, just gorgeous. You know, the price on this one, the price on this one was around $60. So it's not terribly expensive. It's still, thoughts on S35VN. I believe S35VN I love. In fact, this knife here, which is the uh, Concept Stella, this is an S35VN, I believe. Yes, this is an S35VN with titanium. Love S35VN. It's one of the better steels out there. And this one is just a nice one. This one, like blade wise, it's a decent size, but the handle feels small compared to some of my other knives. Because I can only get three fingers on there, and that's because the angle they made this. Instead of coming out straight, they angled it up, so my finger flies off the back side of it. But it's just okay because it's got this great jimping here. I don't know if you see the jimping on that. You know, could cut anybody's beard, could cut my beard, but I'm not cutting with it. You know. Hey, Sean, how are you, buddy? Sean, hold on one second. Let's see if I can. Sean, I just made you a moderator, and Ron Dobbins, I'm going to make you a moderator too. You're now a moderator, so things are going well. Ron, just showing off knives. and showing everybody I got a new sharpener today. I got the Work Sharp, just the pocket sharpener. I like it. I mean, I haven't used it yet, but I really like the design of it. Jonathan, I don't know because honestly speaking, I've got 5 knives with Magna Cut, and because I rotate knives in and out every day, I haven't really worn out a Magna Cut to where I needed to sharpen it. I've stropped them to keep the edges honed, but I haven't had to really sharpen it yet to say they hold an edge forever. That's the one thing about them, you know. Scooby Doo Stacks. No, I'm not making random people mods. People I've made mods so far are people I know. So um, come join the channel more and I get to know you. You could be a mod, but yeah, sharpening. Well, the thing, Jimbo, the thing about D2 is that not all D2 is the same. You know, it depends on how it's heat treated. Some D2s take the sharpening really well because they were heat treated well to begin with. And, you know, and if it's not heat treated well, it's a little softer. When you go to sharpen it, you'll get that rolled over and you have to go back and forth, you know, and it could be tough, you know, but, I mean, D2 is a great working steel. You know, for years, knives have been made with D2 and they're great. I mean, love D2. Can't say enough. I have so many knives in D2, and I know the thing you have to worry about it is the corrosion factor because it's not a true stainless, so it can corrode. But with that being said, it's just a good it high endurance. It does take edge really well as long as it's been heat treated properly, you know. But yeah, I mean sharpening. Yeah, Sean, it's true. Sharpening blades is one. It's an art. Not everybody can sharpen blades. I'm not great at sharpening blades. I can sharpen them enough to, put a new edge on it if it's really damaged, but I'm not, I'm no way claim to be a good sharpener. I'm good at keeping my blades honed so I don't really have to sharpen them. And because I own so many knives, I literally use a different knife every day of the month. So, they're not, none of my knives are getting hard use as far as day in, day out. So I really don't sharpen a lot. There are some that I've reprofiled the edge, and they seem to be okay. But again, I'm just really new at doing that kind of thing, you know. But with that, in case for everybody who just joined, we were showing this little knife before. It's an out the front by Tack Knives. That is just an amazing little knife. These sell on their website for like, I don't know, they're like $30 maybe, you know, and they're just a fun knife. I mean, really fidgety, fun, can't go wrong with it. Not gonna do any serious work with it, but it is a fun knife, you know. Some of the other knives in front of me. This is the Nafs Lander 3. That is yet that is the only OTF I currently own. But Tack Knife got in touch with me just this week, and they have a new model out that they're going to be sending me to test on the channel. So I'm not sure exactly when that's getting mailed out by them. I talked to them on Thursday, so we confirm my address and everything, you know. But yeah, Sean, I mean that's the way it is when you have so many different knives, and then there are a couple that and that's the other thing. I usually carry 2 knives at a time. I carry a large knife, I carry a small knife, a small knife, and then I always carry on top of that a Swiss Army knife, a small Swiss Army knife that goes with it. So there's usually three. And if you count the one on my multi-tool, like today I have my Leatherman with me here in my pocket. So I have my Leatherman, and my Leatherman's got, you know, a knife on it. So technically I have 4 knives on me at all times, you know, and yeah, and Mikkel, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people do. I just like knives and I like, changing them out. I think because I do the channel, I try to do a 30-second to 1 minute video every day showing what knife I'm carrying. And I do that on Instagram as well. So that's another reason why I like to change up my knives. I don't want people seeing the same knife every day. For them, it would get boring. But I was talking about this one, and this is my NAS Lander 3. And this one is in I don't know if you can see it, but it's the special um, Blade Binge model because it was the Dark Mode series that they've done in collaboration with NAS and other companies. And this one is an S35 VN, and it's just a great blade. I mean, this is the Lander 3. The Lander 1 and the Lander 3 are the smaller size of the Landers. The Lander 2 is the bigger size. Hey, Jim Cox, how are you, buddy? Yeah, I mean that's the other thing too. I usually like when I'm at work, I work in an office. So when I have to cut things there, I usually don't use my EDC knives. I usually use, a razor cutter that I have in my desk, you know. Yeah, Mikhail, yeah, I'm used to your name. I actually know a few people with your name, so I have people from, Eastern Europe in my life who Eastern European, and yeah, I'm pretty good with the names like that, you know. Oh yes, fixed blades. We're going to talk about some fixed blades. So this is one that I use a lot when I go hiking and when I go camping and whatnot. This is the Flissa fixed blade. It's a decent size, decent sheath on it. It's got that adjustable belt clip that you can move. I want to put an ulti clip on it, but this one is a real budget banger. D2 steel, full tang. It's got this nice G10 handle on it. It's got that beautiful blade profile, and it's got some great jimping on here. This jimping just holds your finger, and it's a decent size. I think this is just a little bit of a 3 inch, you know, and this one heavy duty situation yet. My gear changes. That's more I carry a large fixed blade, and I will carry small fixed blades like this. But this one I would have no problems batoning with. Do I wear neck knives? Okay, so I'm glad you asked. I got all this stuff right here. So this is a small neck knife that I wear. This is a Sen cut. And don't ask me what the model is of it right now because I honestly don't remember the name of it. But it's a tiny little guy. I mean, it's got jimping that goes all the way through it, but that's a neck knife that I wear. You know, I'm not I'm not very far from upstate New York. I live in New York, just over the border of upstate New York. So New York is literally 15 minutes from my house. So that's one that I use. It's the set cut. I also have the pocket clip or belt clip on it, but it's a great little neck knife. You know, um, I don't have a laser engraver, but I have a couple of knives that have my name engraved on them that I've had done. In fact, the knife store I was at today in Port Jervis, New York, I found out besides the knife store, he does laser engraving. So Ron, this is another one that I use as a neck knife as well, and this is the Spew by CRKT. You know, I just have to retie it, but this one's a nice neck knife too. I love this one. This is part of the minimalist line, and man, is that a great knife and just perfect size for my hand. I can get the reason why I like the lanyard on it at the back because it gives me control with that fourth finger. But it's got great jimping here, a place for you to choke up on it, and the handle is just great. And that's a G10 handle, but it looks like wood, which is really great because you don't have to worry about it, over time deteriorating because it is the G10. And the Spew is a legendary knife. And this knife's been around for a long time. It's an old design by then. Yeah, and this is another one that I really like. This is a newer company on the market. This is Odin Wolf. This is got a full-size handle on this, but it's a small blade with a Scandi blade, D2 steel. These things come in for like 20 bucks, and these are really good. They make larger size knives too. They are one of the best values right now, Odin Wolf, in budget fixed blades, and this one's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, the thing about a laser engraver, Dawson, is one, they take up a little room that I don't have currently, but you need them to be really well ventilated or have an area that you can open windows and ventilate because they do put out um, a burning, you know. Jim Cox, let's do this for a second. Jim, I just added you as a moderator, so feel free if you want to post links or anything else or help anybody else with that. That'd be really great. But yeah, this is a great little fixed blade that I really like. Um, it's hard to say because it's for me like something like this is a good self-defense size because it's big enough that you can do some damage. It'll reverse grip really well, you know, and you can put this if you change the position of the clip, you can wear it as in a scout position behind your back, so you can keep it hidden but also pull it out really easily. So this would actually be really good for self-defense, in my opinion. Um, I think it's also too one of the things about self-defense is I think especially depending on where you live, you don't want it exposed. You want it hidden. And I think I've never used a punch blade. To be honest, Dawson, I would really not want to comment on it. I really two blades I really don't have in my collection. I don't have a punch blade and I don't have a karambit. And you know, I don't just haven't used them enough and don't have any experience with them to say whether they're good or not. I have one friend who teaches self defense and he teaches knife fighting and that stuff, and I've never really got into about it with that, because for me, again, most of my knives are tools more than anything. Um, if I had to use them for self defense, I definitely would. I feel like they slip out. Well, the thing about do you mean slipping out of the sheath? If I don't think this will slip out of the sheath. I mean, this sheath is on there. I can, you know, and that's not moving anywhere. This locks in. So, yeah, Jim Cox. Yeah, absolutely. It's funny. I was talking to the gentleman who runs the Army Navy store I went to today, where I bought the knives, and he's a knife dealer. But he teaches a self defense school where he teaches martial arts and knife fighting. And the one thing he said is the worst thing you could get into is a knife fight. And he was like, because he goes, you could wind up going to block with your hand, head hit the wrong way, and lose your fingers. It's just brutal. He said the best thing about a knife fight is to avoid a knife fight, and I agree with that. Obviously, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you're going to be in a situation where you may have to fight, but yeah, knife fights aren't fun. Oh, did you run? Huh? Nice. Yeah, that's true too. I mean, different states have different laws too that you really have to worry about. You know, that's why I have a variety of size knives because you know some states you go into and they've got that 3 inch rule that blades have to be under 3 inches. That's why Blade HQ has a great app that you can download that you can check state by state what the knife laws are, which is really good to have. You know, but that's really so that's why some knives I have are under 3 inches, some are over. Because like in my state, there's no limit on the size. Actually, my bordering states, there's no limit on the size. There is limits on type of knives you can carry. Like you can't carry any switchblades. You can't carry out the front knives. You know, which is why I don't carry them. The same thing why I don't carry the gravity knife. Because it's technically illegal where I live. You know, but as far as length, there's no limit in where I live. Ron, how do you like the Asher? Because I've been looking at their website and they have some nice knives and they are affordable. They are, really at a great price point. They're not cheap, but they're not expensive. They kind of hit that nice middle ground. And I kind of like their designs, but I haven't pulled the trigger on one yet. I mean, right now, the next knife I'm getting is the Legion Steel Asgear. That's the next knife I'm getting, as far as, quality knives go. But I have been looking, at the Asher. And I love Warncliffs. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's one of those things you carry them, but you hope to never have to use them. And especially depending on what state you live in. I mean, in some states, it's actually to carry a gun, but to carry a pew pew, let's go there, to carry a pew pew is more trouble than it's worth. In the rare chance you'd have to use it, it's just not worth the trouble. I mean, there are laws in my state, Jersey, where if you were to use the pew pew on somebody who broke into your house, chances are you're going to get in more trouble than the person who broke into your house, and you'll wind up going to jail. So, is it worth it? You know, I mean, it's worth it if you save your life, but is it worth it spending your life in jail because of it? It's just one of those things. It's a real mess in certain states. You know. Yeah, no, I got you, Luke B. That's why they make knives in all different price ranges. Everybody's got a budget, and and don't laugh. I've got two of those Ozark rails, so they're not bad. Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, and yeah, it's tough. I mean, you think you want to protect yourself, but going to jail for a long time is rough. I have the one of the Benchmade William Henry knives that I've had a very long time that was gifted to me. And I know that thing's expensive as hell, and I would never buy it with my own money because, geez, I mean, $400 to $500 for a knife is just insane, in my opinion. Other people, like in fact, when I was in the knife store today, there was a guy who came in and he dropped $700 on two knives. One was a Microtech out the front that it was like $560, and the other 140 went to a secondary knife that he bought. And I just sat there shaking my head, and I was like, man, just to come in and drop that much money on knives, you know? Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not every state is the wild, wild west. There are some states where you can, but there are a lot of states where you'll be in more trouble than it's worth if you have to use the pew pew. And I just in the rare case that you have to use it, because it is a very rare case, and you just hope you don't have to. You know what I mean? Type of thing. I'm willing to risk. I'm willing to risk not carrying it because, you know, that's good to know, Ron. That is really good to know. Another knife company that I look at that I like their knives. I love the designs of, but they're pricey, and I don't want to go to that price point. Is Ferro Monster. Ferro Monster makes some good looking stuff, and I know everybody who's had one loves them, but you know, yeah, exactly, Luke. Sean, what's funny? I was looking today because beside going to the knife shop, I went out to a bunch of antiques dealers looking for some vintage knives. Yeah, that's insane. $42,000. That's just insane. But I was looking for some vintage knives, and this one antique shop had some older ballad songs that looked like they were from the 80s or 90s that were pretty inexpensive. But I've never had one, and I know if I tried to play with a butterfly knife, I'd probably cut my fingers off. If anything, I would buy one of the trainer knives first, learn on it before I ever bought a ballad song. But even there you go, ballad songs are illegal in my state too. you know, and they're even illegal to own. They're not just illegal to carry. Like some knives you can own, but you can't carry, which makes no sense to me but I didn't make the law. The law's in place, you know. But yeah, I mean that's crazy, Jim. $42,000 per night. I mean, I could buy an RV for that much and live very happily. No, I don't have any Devo knives. I had been looking at the uh, the new Devo, the mini growler, or the mini growler. I've been looking at that one, but I didn't want to go to the high price point. I was looking for because they make them the two different price points. They make the lower one with the lesser steel, and that's where I wanted to go. I wanted to start there with their knives. They're sold out everywhere. Nobody's got them, so I'm hoping they do a second run on those because I would like to get one because I know everybody I know who has a Devo swears it's the greatest knife in the world, and I can't say either way, but I know everybody loves them. You know, had nothing but great feedback. I don't have okay, okay. I'm not a big slip joint knife fan. So with that being said, I do have some. I don't have any case, and the reason why I don't have any case is because I had a couple, and there were a lot of quality control issues with them. And I'm finding more and more being in the knife community, especially like if you watch Big Red EDC, he'll tell you about it. Case has a lot for the money they're charging. They have a lot of quality control issues. And there are other options that you can get for half the price that, yes, not made in the USA, but still a great quality slip joint. You know, the Rough Rider, the Rough Rider, I think it's the Rough Rider Premium line, or I forget what they call it exactly. But you can get those knives for about $40, and they are awesome. Oh, you know, when you eat, you always got to go through the stash and the beard. You know, you wind up with crumbs there. Oh, that was okay, Ron. I could have fun with the beard. But yeah, you know, but yeah, it's one of those things. The case knives just aren't the quality that they should be. Yeah, and from what I understand, the older ones are the ones you want, but the newer ones, the quality control, like somebody was asking me about that in the NAS group the other day, you know. Um, but the with like I said, they asked me about the case knives in that group, and the one thing that I can say that everybody who gets knives, I mean not knives, case knives, you want to go to a place where you can look at them. So because you want to make sure. No, I appreciate it, Ron. Thank you so much. Um, you want to look at them to make sure you're getting one where the blade center, where the fit and finish is fine, because there are just some of them out there that aren't, and either that or you're going to order it online and be prepared to send it back because you have a chance of getting one that's not not set up correctly, not um, just not with the quality control it should be. So let's look at some other knives we have here. This is a knife here. This is a Civivi Volt Voltiac or Voltic. And this is a nice one. This one I won on the giveaway from Zach Stuff 2 weeks ago. And this is beautiful. 14, 14C steel, just a great knife. I love the blade shape on this. And it's got this amazing jimping. I'm a guy who likes kind of not necessarily aggressive jimping, but jimping that really catches your thumb. There are some knives out there where the jimping just doesn't catch, where your finger slips and the jimping's non-existent. But this one, and it's got that G10 inlaid in stainless steel handle, and it's just a fantastic knife. Reversible clip, frame lock, and just a really great knife. And I was so happy when I won this one because I'm a big Civivi fan, you know, and just a great one. Hey, Yako, thanks for joining in. Hold on, Yako. I'm going to give you a wrench. All right, Yako. Yako, feel free to post your channel, you know, and plug your Etsy shop. For people, I know some people here know Mad Yako. Mad Yako makes some great hanks, and he's got an Etsy shop where he sells his hanks and the EDC hanks, and he's got some great designs, you know. But in fact, he's got one he designed for me that I'm gonna have to pay him for in the next week or so he can ship it out. But yeah, and he does great work. Hey Yako, I got a question. I saw you did the hank for Weldon Carry. Did you print those designs yourself, or did you have that printed and then made the hank from it? Just curious on that. Oh my God, I was showing everybody before. I have this sharpener, and this is one that you can get from NAFs. They're like $22, and they come with a diamond a diamond plate, which is coarse and fine on one side, right? And it just slides in here, and it's got your angles. Whoops, I can get that back in. And it's got your angle guides here, and then on the other side is a leather strap, so you can strap your knives. These are great. So these are really good. These are very similar to the Worksharp field sharpener. In fact, hold on, I'm gonna go get the Worksharp field sharpener. So be back in a second. I thought I was gonna get it. All right, I'm back. So this is my case that I keep the Worksharp field sharpener in. And if you look, this is the Worksharp field sharpener, and this has coarse, your coarse diamond plate on one side, your fine on the other side. This has a ceramic honing strap, and then you've got your leather strap here. So this one is a little bit more advanced than this one, but this one you can get with it comes with um, the green for the strap, the green honing compound. 22 bucks. You can get that from NAS. If you want to go a little higher to 35 bucks, you can get this one. Also, what's nice about this one, when you take the plates off, it's got storage underneath. So when I take mine off, in here I have a little pry bar tool, and a L-shaped Torx. So you've got on one side, you've got a T6, on the other side, you have a T8. You could use that to work on most knives. And I keep it right in here. So it goes right in like that. I put the pry bar in as well. And you do have to place it in carefully because there's not a lot of room in there. Whoops. And then, wherever the heck I put the plate. Oh, and then the plate just goes on top with the magnet. And now I've got a couple of tools in there that I have set in there that I carry around. And then I keep it in this case. Well, Mikhail, the leather is more for honing and bringing back a blade as opposed to a true sharpening. Use that to hone your blade. So, you use that much more often. You know, yes, the leather will remove the burrs, correct. And you use that more often to keep your blade honed. You don't have to sharpen as much, so you don't get the wear of the blade. Because every time you sharpen, you take metal off the blade. Where when you hone, you're not doing that. You know. So those are my three, sharpeners that I use. Again, this is the one I got today, so I haven't used it yet, but I look forward to throwing this one in my pack when wherever I go. So this one sits in my, like, what you can't see, actually right behind where the camera is. I have my knife toolbox there, and this sits in the toolbox. Um, you know, but yeah, I mean that's what I use for sharpening. You know, I had talked about this knife the other day when I was on as a guest on Legion Steel on their show. And this is one of my Opinels. This is an Opinel 8. This is a knife that is People either love them or they hate them. So it's very mixed in our knife community. These make great EDC knives, and this one I added the pocket clip to. This is an aftermarket clip. Hey, Alex G, you're in Russia, huh? Well, welcome aboard. Yeah, exactly. Definitely make it easier than busting out all the stones. So again, this is an Opinel, and I added a clip to this. The Opinel has a different type of locking mechanism. It is a collar lock. So basically, you turn the collar, and this is not a quick deploying knife, by the way. You turn the collar, you open your knife. Uh, oh, I didn't open it all the way. You open the knife, and then you twist the collar back, and the collar locks the blade in place. And this is a beautiful, beautiful blade shape. You can get your full hand on this. They make these in all different sizes, from little guys to big knives. And it's kind of I kind of feel like it's an exquisite type of blade, like a very classy type of knife. You made in France, which I know also turns off some people. I don't know why, but you got the Opinel right there. This one is a carbon steel. It's not a stainless, so this one you have to be careful because if you don't take care of it, it will corrode. But a little bit of oil, mineral oil, or food safe oil. These go really far. I mean, this is such a great knife, and they make accessories for these, and they make these in these all different color handles that are wood stained, different colors. Yeah, Ron, I got that pocket clip on Amazon. Believe it or not, the pocket clip cost more than the knife. The pocket clip was like $20. I think I paid 18 for the knife, but it's definitely well worth it. It makes it very easy to carry around. You know, and then when you want to close her up, you just turn the collar into the open position. Just close it down, and then what you do is you just turn that back, and what that does, it actually locks the blade in place so it can't come out accidentally in your pocket. So this is an Opinel, and what they sell is, if you see that slot right there on top, they sell a kit that has a fork or a spoon that locks into that. So if you're taking this out like on a picnic and you're cutting your food, you fold it back up, then you put the fork attachment on. You just go to town, or if you're having soup, do that with it. So that's really great as a camping option as well. You know, yeah, definitely, Ron. Definitely easier to strap than it is to sharpen. You know, and it took me a long time to learn that lesson because for years I only sharpened, I never stropped. And it's only like in the last 2 years that I even learned about stropping, which is embarrassing because I've carried knives for, practically my whole life. Yeah, think about it, Sean, is that one, they're not fidgety knives. So because of that locking system, it is a very safe locking system though. There's not a lot that could fail on it unless you're really hard using and you actually bend it to the point, you know. But to do that, you're really using your knife for something it shouldn't be used for. There are different qualities of the strops, to be honest, but really, even a cheap real leather belt on the backside where it's rough would work as a strop, you know. Um, but strops are very inexpensive. You can get a good strop, probably like $20 with a compound, and they do make different compounds. I think the compounds really are more where you get a different effect than the actual grain of the leather. You know, I mean, I could be wrong on that, but that's what I've seen. Some of the diamond emulsion compounds, work better than that standard green compound. Although that standard green compound people have used for years and it works fine for them. But there have been advancements made with the compounds. You know, hey, we've got 25 people here, 11 likes. I appreciate everybody who's hanging out tonight. Up late. So, you know, I'm a night owl. This is my usual. You know, Typically I sleep like 4 hours a night. I usually go to bed at like 3. Get up at when I have work, get up at 7 in the morning, functional for 4 hours of sleep. You know, I've been doing that like my whole life and just kind of get used to it. So it also helps though that it's 3:08 my time and I'm still drinking coffee. So this is an iced coffee that I made because I do drink coffee all day and all night long. I am a coffeeholic, you know. So we're at 50 minutes. We're going to go another 10 minutes or so, and I do appreciate everybody hanging out. So for the people who hear, what would you say your favorite style of knife is? Is it a folder? Is it a fixed blade? You know, um, and do you have a particular brand that you like? I know. Oh wow, yeah, they do make those those knives for kids to get them young. I know like NAFS has plastic kit where it's an all plastic knife that they could build. I know, like you said, Case, and there are some others that have these wooden knives that are safe. You know, they even make some knives, like Jin. They make knife kits that you can build, and they have a metal blade, but they're not sharp. They're blunt. For kids as well. Yeah, Yako, we were talking about Case before. Um, You know, the thing with cases, and I learned this actually from Big Red, and then I noticed it myself and being talking to other people in the community. The case knives, the quality control isn't necessarily there, so you have to kind of get them in person or be prepared to send them back if they're not. I mean, there's been a lot of I know Big Red's complained about it a lot that with the case knives, off-centered blades, poor fit and finish. You know what, Sean? Most of my blades stay home too, because how many blades can I carry at a time? You know, like I said, that's why with me, I swap out which knife I'm carrying every single day or which knives I'm carrying. Oh, one more neck knife that I carry, which is kind of cool. Oh, what is it? Hold on, I'm back. I'm back. So this is the concept, or yeah, the concept mini Corbin. Look at this little guy. That's another neck knife that I carry. Now it's not a fixed blade neck knife, but it's a concept. This is the Corbin Mini, and this one has that special headless horseman print on it that they put out for Halloween. And since it's too small to have a clip. They made this so you could wear it as a neck knife. And man, that clicks right into that little sheath, goes right around the neck. It's just perfect. You know, I have that here with my Wazoo. Uh, by the way, that's another sharpening thing that I have. Just the Wazoo Viking Spark. So it's got the whetstone here, and then it's got your fire starter here. So I carry that. Usually I wear this under my shirt, and then the neck knife over my shirt. So, and I find I carry this little neck knife a lot because it's small. I can take it off if I need to take it off, just throw it in my pocket, you know. Yeah, curved blades have their purpose. I have a few of them. I don't have any in front of me at the moment, but yeah, they do have a purpose, you know. Yeah, Ron, I definitely have to check out the Devo. Like I said, I mean, and maybe if they come out with, if they do another run of the tall boy, I might be really interested in the tall boy for the Devo. CRK Ritual Black. Yeah, I mean, I like CRK, CRKT blades. I think what they're doing now has gotten a lot better than what they did a few years ago. Yeah, I've not used the hot wire, but I've seen it. It looks really great. Hey, Gareth, how you doing, buddy? Gareth, hold on one second. Going to make you a mod. It's going well, Gareth. So, and with Gareth being here, pickled steel. um, is a knife company that I'm looking to get some knives from. I have not tried them yet. I have them on my short list of stuff I want to buy, you know. Um, but yeah, yeah, absolutely. I love some of their stuff. But okay, Kellery, you have one or two CRKTs? That's cool. Yeah, we were showing off this one before, CRKT. This is the Spew from the Minimalist line. And this is a fixed blade neck knife that I really like. It's got that. I love the G10 on this because it looks like wood, you know. It's got that great, great blade shape. Absolutely love that, you know. But Gareth, what's your favorite knife? Oh, Yako, you're stripping that down, huh? Gotcha. Well, you have a great night, Ron. I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out and being the good mod that you have been tonight. Awesome. So, a sharp one. Yes, yes, Gareth. That is imperative. Somebody actually asked me the other day. They're like, which knife do you like best? And my answer was the one I have with me when I need it the most. You know, it's always important. You know, same thing with multi tools. Does you no good if you don't have it with you. I have different multi tools from different companies. The Gerber suspension, my various Leatherman, the SOG Power Pint, which is the one I carry most. Um, None of them do you any good if you don't have them. So the knife you have with you when you need the most is usually my favorite. But but yeah, I mean, I just like I said, I love knives. I've been into them for a long time. This is a new one that I got recently. This is the Kubi Nova. So this one right now, this is an all titanium handle, titanium screws that are in blue with the titanium blue pivot, the blue clip, and the blade is just a 14C, and man, it's a nice one. It's a really nice size. Ergonomically, this thing is awesome. My hand fits totally on that. And again, I wear an extra large glove, so I don't have a small hand. I don't have a giant hand, but I have a decent sized hand. And you even have this choil here that you could choke up and really move your hands up on there. And that jimping is like just heaven for me because I can put my finger there and it just locks in place, you know. And this knife was when this first came out, it was on the expensive side, but then the price went down to about $100. But right now, they don't know if the sale's still going on, so don't call me. But if you throw this in the cart at White Mountain Blades and go to check out, it takes an additional $20 off. And then if you use a 10% code that you can get from almost all the YouTubers out there, you'll take another 10% off of that. So it brings it down to $72. And White Mountain Blade ships for free. I mean, you can't beat that deal. At frame lock, I mean, titanium, it weighs nothing, you know, for the size that it is. And this is just a big slicey knife. And this has become one of my instant favorites, you know. Um, but yeah, I really like this one. The Raja 2. I don't know that knife. Who 23 Hex? Who manufactures the Raja 2? I don't know that one. I'm not familiar with it. Yeah, yeah, Gareth. That Warhog looks really nice. And it's a really good price point. I definitely need one. Oh, it's the Cold Steel. Okay. I'm just not familiar with that model. Like I said, the three Cold Steels that I have, you know, I have the small, the tough, and I've got the the Fin Wolf, and then I have the SR1, and I really like the SR1. I mean, that's a big chunker of a knife. you know. But yeah, the Kaiser Odin is a big knife. That's another chunker of a knife, you know. But the thing about the cold steel, the SR1 that I love, it's a big knife, but it's got the triad lock, and those triad locks are just, in my opinion, the best locking system there is. Um, as far as, I mean, you could take that, you could baton wood with that thing. Oh, I got you. That's a okay, so that's a bigger knife. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. That's kind of like the SR1. The SR1's a big knife, and like I said, with that triad lock, and it's got a thick blade stock on it. And then it goes down, you know, into a very, sharp grind, and it's got weight behind it, and you could baton on that thing, and baton would not feel bad about it, and not feel like you can damage it or damage the locking system. That's why I take that one when I go out hiking, and I take it when I go fishing and that sort of stuff, and when I go camping. I always have that SR at that SR1. Okay, it's a 3 to 4 inch, yeah. Where the SR1 I believe is a 4 inch blade. So you know 23 hex. You don't need to have a lot of knives. You just have to like the ones you have. You know, I'm gonna have to check that one out as soon as I log off with you guys. I'm actually gonna jump online and check that out. You know, let's probably stay on like another 5 minutes or so, unless everybody's having fun. We can hang out because I'm wide awake. You know, so but yeah, I definitely want to check out the Raja. 100% want to check that out. See, that's what I like about these too. We get to talk back and forth. I get to learn stuff from you guys. Hopefully, you're learning stuff from me, and it's just a lot of fun. By the way, I was talking about this. I don't know if I mentioned it on the last live stream, but I have this here still in the box. I have two of these. One that I opened, one in the box. And let me take this out real quick because this one's actually going into a prize giveaway. But I will show you what it looks like. This is the Shieldin. They call this the Lily, and this is a multi-tool. And it's like a Swiss Army knife. It's got all the tools that a Swiss Army knife has. Two different types of screwdriver, bottle opener. It's got a tanto blade on it, a saw blade. So it's very similar to a Swiss Army knife, but built like a tank, and the blades lock, unlike a Swiss Army knife. And these things you can pick up dirt cheap, $10. And right now, and I'm not affiliated with them, so don't think I'm getting anything from this. White Mountain Knives has these, buy one get one free. So for $10, you can get two of these multi tools by Shieldin, and these are really good quality tools. One of these I carry all the time. I have it in one of my EDC kits, you know. But the Simp, really, huh? Yeah. So far, I haven't had any problems with it. But yeah, like I said, these are really inexpensive and good quality units. But I didn't realize the Sim pin could come out like that. Because usually, like I said, it locks. So maybe the lock is defective. I don't know, but I have it there, work fine. Yeah, I wouldn't think I would, but Eli Bruno, hello and welcome from Brazil, down in South America. I hear it's a beautiful country down there. Book Dragon, what are you doing awake? You're supposed to be sound asleep, or did I wake you up? By the way, for those who don't know, Book Dragon is my wife, and she was in bed sleeping, and I'm in the other side of the house, and I guess I woke her up. I don't know. So, Book Dragon Jen, you're now a moderator. So, so everybody say hello to Book Dragon Jen. Again, that's my wife. Yes, how is Book Dragon Jen? Oh, she's been up for 20 minutes because I woke her up. Oh, sorry. I guess we're gonna have to move this into the office room with the recording stuff. Hence my guitar studio. Might put up some soundproofing there. So sorry, hon. Didn't mean to wake you up. But so Book Dragon Jen and I have been together 20 years this year. Um, Actually, tomorrow I believe is the anniversary of our meeting 20 years ago. So we've been together. Like she is the perfect person for me. And I'm not just saying that because she's listening. She knows it, you know. But she supports me in all my crazy hobbies, whether it's motorcycles, whether it's my music and guitars and knives or whatever else I'm collecting at the time, whether it's my watches, because I collect watches too. Um, you know, so that's a question I have for everybody. That's true. The 100-watt Marshall amp is in that room, and that is too loud because we live in a complex, and there are basically five units all in one. I can't play my big loud amps like I used to years ago. So now most of the playing I do is through headphones, but or low powered amps. You know, can't bring out that gear that I used to use in clubs in the house. But that's a whole different story. Oh, she's also named Jen. That's pretty cool. You know, so Mikhail, I will never forget your wife's name now. I can't. Oh, the cat isn't happy with the amount of times the okay. Oh yeah, it's we have snow. That's the other thing. Outside our house right now because we're having a big snowstorm. The snow plows have been coming by like every 5 minutes, and they're loud when they come by. And you know, I'm I don't even know if maybe if the mics had picked them up or not. But yeah, the snow plows have been coming by like crazy. 23 hex, thanks. Yes, definitely like and subscribe. 23 hex, I'm gonna add you as mod. So who is anybody else in here have a YouTube channel? Because feel free to promote, to let me know and promote the link. You know, let us know. Really want to know because that's the one thing we can all help each other out. If you have channels, we can subscribe to each other, watch each other's videos, and really help build up the community. This knife community that we have is a really really good one. So, and I am definitely going to wrap this up now because I've been on for just about 70 minutes now, and my original intention was to come on for like 45, but we're having a lot of fun, so I appreciate it. Oh, Forge and Fire, that's a great show, absolutely a great show. You know, to quote Doug Marcotta, it feels good in the hand. It will kill. Love Forge and Fire, just a great great show. And I don't know if anybody else knows the show, but you know, Forged and Fire is a competition where they have bladesmiths come in and they build these knives. They get eliminated, and at the end, somebody wins, and whatever they win, $10,000 or whatever. But there is some beautiful artisan work on there. Oh, I appreciate that 23 hex. It's the internet. Spelling doesn't count, Gareth. You know, you just type, and autocorrect's going to screw it all up anyway. So, yeah, go over to Sean's channel. Definitely subscribe to him. He's got a good channel. We're all trying to grow our channel, so 100%. Hey, War Room EDC, you're just jumping in at the end when I'm getting where I'm logging off. Just about been on for like an hour and 10 minutes now, so and I've been really loud and I had awakened my wife. So so, all right, guys. With that, I am gonna log off here, and I do appreciate you guys coming in. Just you don't know how much I appreciate it. I mean, at one point we had over 30 people on, and I just really appreciate it. And we're going to do this again. We're probably gonna jump on again the next couple. We'll probably do some more of these late nights because I know Big Red EDC, who's usually on late at night, he isn't gonna be doing his show until like the middle of March. So maybe I'll just jump on there, you know. But all right, guys, I will talk to everybody soon, and really appreciate you all coming in. Thank you so much.